Hello YouTube artist, I'm Kelly Hernig and welcome to In the Studio. In today's Monday Minis, we're going to talk about glazing and how to get shading using a light layer of paint. This was last week's lesson about mother color, and that's how we're going to apply the shadows this time, or the glazing. If you haven't seen this episode, please go watch it. I have a playlist here called Monday Minis, so you should be able to find it quite easily. And what I did already was I created pear shapes, all the kind of same. I used the same mixes. So I used the yellow plus a little bit of the mother color to kind of create this not so intense yellow color. And all I did was create a template for this and lay them down so that they would all be the same. When working in these, what I want to do is slowly build up the layers. Whenever I am doing something where I want to add a color, so this is a yellow pear, let's add a little bit of red to it. So what I'm going to do is on my palette here, just go into my red, and I'm going to mix it a little bit with yellow because I've got yellow already on the pear. And if I was to add that red right onto the pear, I think it would just be too bright. I'm also going to touch a little bit of the mother color because that's the color that I went into to base the pear originally. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have to turn my book because I work best moving the book around. I'm going to lay it right next to it here. I want to add a little bit here in the middle. And a little bit here. So you can see I've got three distinct places. Before they dry, I'm going to dip my brush in water and blot it off on paper towel so that it's really dry. I'm just going to pull the area here. And this is how I like to add colors. So I'm going to just dab on the middle here on the outside edges, kind of smooth it around, and I'm blotting my brush again on my paper towel. I'm going to just come along that edge and along this edge. So what I'm looking for on this layer, and this is my first glazing layer, is I want smooth transitions. So I want you to see that. See how here I've kind of got a hard edge, I like that, but along this edge I want it to be a little softer. So I'm just pulling it out with my brush, and you can see that I'm giving the paint somewhere to go. That's why my brush is kind of damp. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I've done them all the same way. What I'm going to do is, this is going to stay remainder of just the red glaze. Then I'm going to glaze these with yellow plus mother. So yellow, yellow, yellow. Make them a little deeper, and then I'm going to do these two, and then I'm going to do this one as a final one. I want you to see the progression of layering because it's really important when you're glazing that you understand what you're doing, and it takes a while to do this. You're going to get some ugly runs, you're going to get some blooms that you might not be liking, but this is the way that you learn. This is great work for your sketchbook to kind of do something like this in it so that you can see the steps. You'll get better as you go, but I really like the irregularities. I like when you get a bloom, or I like this one here is really, a lot of people would be unhappy with the texture of that pear, but I absolutely love the texture of that pear. I like that it's got a lot of splashes, which is why I splash, and a lot of texture. So for this one now, we're going to start adding some depth and dimension to it. So I want it to be shaded along this little edge to make that curve. I want to shade along the bottom. Now when you first start adding your shadows, I want you to think of each layer gets smaller and smaller. So on this pear here, my first shade is going to be quite large. So maybe from here to here, and I'm going to try to get a nice kind of graduated skinny to wide to skinny, and you'll see whenever I do that. With every layer, it's going to get smaller and smaller. So you want to make sure that your glazes are very nice as you go. So I'm going to, again, mix my yellow. I'm looking, I got a little bit of red, so I do want to touch a little bit of red in that. And I'm going to add my mother color. Now, if you don't remember what the mother color is, it is yellow, red, and blue mixed together to a brown. And you can see all it really does is deepen that color so that it's not so bright. So I'm going to apply it. I'm going to take my time now. I want it smoother than what my first layer was, but I want it to carry on over all the way to this other side. This is my shading, so I want you to see how wide that actually is, and let's make it connect up to this one. And I want to add a little bit here to develop that little area a little bit. So I've got a shadow color that goes all the way around here. I'm going to actually add a little bit up here where the stem goes as well. Now I am taking my brush into my water and I'm blotting it totally on my paper towel. And then what I'm going to do is, I call it tickle the edges. I just want to tickle those so that I'm pulling some of the area out into the color here. I like this bright spot here, so I'm going to tap with my finger to kind of let it stay a little brighter. I'm blotting again into my water and then blotting on my paper towel. If you are someone like me who wants splashes, you would splash again with this first layer, but I'm okay with that. And you can see now, compare the difference here and here. You can see that we're developing this shape. That's what I want. So I'm going to do this step to these two, and then I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, they look pretty much alike, and they look much different than this one. So do you see how it's really starting to add the shape to it and the dimension? This is what I really like about glazing, because as you can see, it's just building the color up a little bit at a time. So now in this one, we're going to leave this one how it is, but this one now we're going to add the shadow again, a little darker in color, but not as wide. So we went wide here in the middle. So I want to try to get about half of that. Every time you glaze with a darker shade, I try to go deeper and richer and a little less water. For this one, we've got, let's see, I'm going to do yellow, red, too much red, as you can see. Let's add some yellow to that. Okay, and then I'm going to add the mother color. Now the mother color I want to go a little deeper with this time, because remember, we're working for shadows, so I want to make sure that I'm getting the darkness. Let me just test it here. Yep, that looks good. So I'm going to do less now. I still want to go along the edge here. Just a damp brush that I blotted on my paper towel, and I'm going to soften that edge. Blot on paper towel again, soften again. Okay, I want to pick up a little bit. I want it a little deeper up here by the stem and a little deeper right along this edge. Blotting my brush on paper towel again, just to soften. Okay, if you get too much water on this step, what will happen is you'll get a little bit of a blossom or a cauliflower. What that means is you had too much water on your brush. So what happens is it's not going to go to the dry section. It's going to go into the wet section. So if you have a lot more water here, it's going to go where there's water already, because they're going to connect together. And what's going to happen is it's going to leave like a little puddle of water. And you're going to get kind of a bloom there. But it looks like I'm not going to have that. All right, let me do this one. Okay, you can see now that these two look really nice and dark compared to this one. See how it's getting a little more rich and a little more solid in color. I really like that. For the next layer here, I want to reduce the size again. Remember, we went this big, then this big. Now I want to go pretty tight. And I'm just going to use the mother color. It's a nice dark color here. I don't want it to have a lot of water. I want it to have some, but not a lot. Let's see. A little less water. Okay, this is good. Rinsing my brush, blotting it on paper towel. Just stepping it out. Notice that I kind of pull from the middle and just kind of spread it out. I'm going to add a little bit of that up here by the stem. We want it to look like the stem is coming out of the pear, so it's got to have a nice little divot to come out of. Just water again. Let's soften that out. And I think I want to touch just a little bit of darkness right here. Now, do you see how rich that is? I can even add just a little bit more down here. Okay, I like that a lot. So there are our 4 pears that we've glazed and layered. Remember, this one was just the red plus yellow. Then we added red plus yellow and the mother color. That was our first wide one. Then we went a little more narrow with more mother color. And then we went even more narrow with more mother color. And you can see the richness that it's giving us down there and at the top. So you can see that's pretty blank. And we started adding some of the mother up there, and then we get it really nice and dark. So I'm going to show you each one up close so that you can see the difference. So there's the first one with just the red. Then this is the second with red plus mother color. This is the third one with more mother color at the bottom. And then this is the final one. So you can see the dark at the top there, and then it gets really dark along the bottom. This is a great way to challenge yourself. Do another pear with yellow. Instead of doing red, then add green to it, or add another color to it. Do a red pear and add a different color to it. It's just a way to get yourself used to smoothing off the color so that you don't interrupt the layers underneath. And you can see they got more defined. So by that, I think of a pear as quite hard. So right here, it looks very soft and kind of squishy. Here, it's starting to have a little bit of firmness. This one has a lot of firmness right here, and I love that. And then this one had firmness up here, and down here. So think about picking something up. It looks harder as it went. So every time we got a little stronger with the color, it became a little firmer in actuality of depth and dimension. I hope this glazing exercise has helped you see the possibilities of layers and that you can just keep going and going and going. It's a great way to practice, and I encourage a sketchbook for this so that you can just do pear after pear after pear. If you're interested in a little more in-depth on glazing, I have a class called Pears and Leaves that we do a lot of different techniques in. Through the month of July, there's a coupon code for my online courses. Take advantage of it. Please leave me a comment for your thoughts. I would love to hear if you learned anything today with this little exercise. And as always, thanks so much for watching.